Hi there. Is that hold on, let me put my glasses on. Tijera Slack. Hey there. Hey Christina. Hey A Robinson. How are you? How you guys doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Forgive me for my tardiness. I had to charge my hey, just be real. I had to charge my telephone. I had to charge my devices up. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you guys share. Hey, Tamara, is that Tamara? Hi, Tamara Clark. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Make sure you guys share, share, share. I was trying to get you guys on here and get you guys back out. Thank you so much for being here. I think I have a slow connection over here on, I think it's Facebook I'm on. But hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. See if I can move you guys closer to me. How is everyone doing? Give me a minute. Let me move this. Let me move myself closer over here. Okay. Hi, Margaret. How are you doing? Thank you for being here. All righty. Here we go. How is everyone doing? Thank you so much for being here. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you share because somebody needs to hear this. You know, I'm going to go in and go out. I'm just going to make sure that for those of you that are coming on, thank you so much for being here. My name is Dr. Carmen Bryant. I'm the host of Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. I'm also the host of Car Chronicles. So you guys see me on Car Chronicles whenever I do TikToks and I share it to each of the channels. And so it is 8:18 or 2018 Pacific Standard Time. And it is Sunday the 9th. It is Sunday, March 9th. So if you are not on and you see me, you may be seeing the replay. So if you're coming back for the replay, I appreciate you. I know a lot of times people want me to hurry up and start talking. So if you want me to hurry up and start talking and I am on your replay, just hit the fast forward button and then you can go right past all my salutations. Those of you that are live, thank you so much. Thank you, Just Be Real. Thank you guys so much. Hi, Vicky. Thank you guys so much for being here. I know you guys could be doing something else. And thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for being here. I know it's 8, let me see, it's 8/19 or 2019 here in the state of Washington. I know it should be about 10:19 in Texas, which is Central Standard Time, and it should be about 11:19. Hi, Taryn. About 11:19 Eastern Time. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you guys. I know I've been gone. I've been gone for the last week or two. And listen, let me tell you guys something. Whatever you do, I don't know what part of the country you are in, but make sure you take care of yourself. The flu is no joke. Hi, Melissa. The flu is no joke. And so it's 11:19. So you're 3 hours ahead of us. Hi, North Carolina. Well, thank you. But I was just saying that, listen, the flu is going around. Make sure you guys take care of yourself. Take vitamin C on a daily basis. I felt that little tickle in my throat on Sunday. I already knew what the deal was. Listen, I'm not advertising for them. I'm just telling you what I use before we get started. But listen, if you feel a little tickle in your throat, don't go past it. You may feel a little fever or something. One of the best things that I got is called Camu. CAMU. Hi, Louis. Louise, I'm sorry. Is it Louis? Louise? But forgive me if I messed it up. But it's called Camu. It's Camu powder. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it in like your natural stores, but it's a bag. It's called, and it's powder. It's called Camu. CAMU. It's a Camu fruit from Brazil. From the Amazons. And the fruit, I think, is either 6 or 10 times more potent than an orange. And when you feel that little tickle or you're not feeling really well, take that. It's like some of you can take the whole. I couldn't take a whole teaspoon. I had to split it in half. So I took a half a teaspoon in the morning and a half a teaspoon in the evening. Hi, April. And I put it in my tea. I got some ginger tea. and some lemon as ginger tea or throat coat, and I mix it in there, and it's bitter because it's high vitamin C. It's bitter, so I think it's either 6 or 10 times more potent than a regular orange. And you mix it in there, and I promise you, mix it in there, and I never got the congestion. You know, some people are getting that chest congestion. I never got the congestion. I just had a little dry cough, and that cough lasted just a few days, and it was gone. A lot of people are dealing with that congested cough with all that congestion. I never got the congestion. I had fever for like 2.5 days, and then after that, I was just, I just had to rest and everything, and then I was fine. But whatever you guys do, take care of yourself. Those of you that do take the shot, go take your flu shot. If you don't like taking the shot, just make sure get you some camu, get you some is it turmeric, go look at the recipes and make sure that you go and take care of yourself. So I am back. I'm feeling much better. Thank you guys so much for inquiring and looking for me. I appreciate it. Now, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I know it says Moisey Lynn Terry. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being. Hey, Don Osborne, thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate you guys. Well, let's go ahead and get started. So tonight's topic, I'm talking about the narcissist relationship, or we call it situationship cycle. And the reason why I wanted to bring this to you, hi, Vicky. The reason why I wanted to bring this to you is because, let me put it like this. When you go to school, when children go to school, when we went to school, hi, Melissa. When we went to school, we learned basic things: math, reading. We learned literature. So it's arithmetic or math, reading, history. But all that is the basics of all education. That's where you start. You learn your ABCs. You learn to write your name. Those are basic stuff. To learn how to read literature. And if you think about it, like my degree is in psychology. But all that. Health, yes, exactly, health. But all that is a basic. Hi, Amber. All that is a basic foundation of education, and everything that you go into, there's a basics. I used to be a cosmetologist. In cosmetology, we had to understand color theory. So art, color theory, we had to understand. Sometimes you have to understand. Well, you have to understand measurements. You have to understand measurements. You have to understand color theory. Engineering, mathematics, when you go in psychology, for those that are going into the research field, the mathematics or statistics, those of you, even writing, those that are going into the research part of psychology, the writing part, so everything, thank you so much. Everything, there's a basics to it, but you can branch off into anything. So all of you guys, that in any field of study or any field of business, anything that you guys do, hi, Melissa, anything that you do, hi, April, anything that you do, there's a basics that comes from preschool, kindergarten, all the way up into your college degree, right? So the reason why I wanted to bring this back around and talk about this again, that narcissist relationship cycle or a situation cycle, is because a lot of things that you guys are experiencing right now, you can take that basic information and you can apply it to intimate relationships. You can apply it to children. You can apply it to, family, siblings, parents, bosses, those that in a corporate area, politics, any place that you go, medical, you can take that basic information and you can apply it because it's basic information concerning narcissist behavior. Hi, Julie. But it's basic information that you get about people that have NPD, and it's basic information that you can apply at every level in your life: work, personal, intimate, children, grandparents, parents, aunties, siblings, workforce, politics, everywhere. Thank you so much. Everywhere you can apply this basic. And a lot of you you inbox me, or you send me an email, and you usually ask me questions about things that are going on around you right now that you're noticing. Some of the information that you're getting is just out there. This is basic information that you got is just out there and you can pinpoint it. And most people say, well, how do people not see it? How do people not see it? Because there are some people that don't want to see it. They want to believe the best. Hope is the last thing to go. Hope is the one thing that you hold on because you hope that things are going to change. So I wanted to go back to basic information. I wanted to come to you also because I'm currently in a certification course. It is a new genre of psychology that deals with narcissists and pathological relationship. Narcissists, psychopathy, and pathological relationships. And a lot of it are dealing with narcissists, those with antisocial personality disorder, those with psychopathy, psychopaths, psychopathy, and pathological relationships or situationships, right? And so there's a basic cycle that everybody is going to experience when you are attached to or connected with a narcissist. Doesn't matter where the narcissist is, work, whatever, but there's a basic cycle that you will continuously go through with a narcissist. It never changes. The only way it changes is when you separate yourself from that narcissist. Whether you leave your job, whether you leave the relationship, situationship, with to go no contact. But it is a permanent cycle that you will experience in these narcissist relationships, whatever the relationship is. And let's go ahead and start. Most of you guys know in that cycle, and some of this is basic knowledge to you, but I want to give you some information from the courses that I am in currently for the certification. And some of the instructors, people like Dr. Romney, people like her name is Sandra Brown, and there's some other people that have been educating us, re-educating us, because a lot of this information is not information that was taught on a graduate level. They give us basic information focused on treating pathology or treating narcissism, right? But we never focused on treating survivors of narcissist abuse. And so thank you so much. But we didn't focus. So there's a new genre of psychology, which is focused on pathological relationship and narcissist abuse, those that are narcissist victims of or survivors of narcissists. And I wanted to share some of this with you. I'm not going to give you everything, but I wanted to share some of these things with you just to give you a taste of the new information that they're putting out. It's not really new, but it is new, but we have these fabulous researchers, psychologists, therapists, social workers, all these psychiatrists, all these people that are playing a part of providing you with this information. So let's go ahead and start. So you guys know that you have the idealization, which consists of love bombing. So the idealization, devaluation, discard, hoover, and then love bombing, and you just repeat that cycle. It just repeats itself throughout the entire life of the relationship or situationship. And it doesn't matter what situationship you're in, this is a constant cycle that is permanent and it never stops. Most people that go out and they look for help, they want to change the narcissist. You're not going to change the narcissist. You're not. You have to change you in the way that you think and get yourself out of there, because the narcissist is not going to change. They get worse with time. And the thing is this is a permanent cycle in a narcissist relationship. Idealization, which includes the love bombing, devaluation, discard, hoover, and then back to square one, love bombing, idealization. And the more they do it, you notice that the idealization or the love bombing is just shorter. It gets shorter and shorter, right? So let's talk about this right here. You have pre-relationship stage. Some of you guys need to get your piece of paper out or go back and watch the replay and share this, okay? Oh, Carmen, go ahead, Carmen. But some of you have to just write it down, because some of you guys may make videos after I make this video, but I want you to have this knowledge, have this information. You have the pre-relationship stage. You have the early relationship stage. You have the mid-relationship, the end relationship, and the post-relationship. So the pre-relationship stage is what they call trolling and luring. Then the second is the idealization, which is the early relationship stage, which is the love bombing, the twinship, the soulmate, the twinship. It's my soulmate. Then you have the mid-range. Oh, I didn't know my little balloons came up. But then you have not mid-range. You have the mid relationship when the mask slips. when the mask slips. And then number 4, you have the end relationship, which includes discards, different types of discards. Then you have the post relationship, which is the boomerang, when you get to hoovering. Okay, so you guys got that. If you missed it, just go back and rewatch the video. Okay, so now in the luring, so that the pre-relationship stage, there you have to wonder, how do they pick their targets? How do they pick? They have luring to attract, to entice, or to allure. And to lure means to entice, to tempt, to portray, to charm. To attract means to entice, seduce, excite. Some of you guys already know. To allure means to fascinate, to I think is enchantment, seduce. And then you have number 2, the manufactured persona, which is the mask. This is a manufactured persona. This persona is created in order to manipulate and draw you to that person, right? So now in the luring stage, you have manipulation. So remember, they're hunting you. So you got manipulation, you have deception, you have misrepresentation of personality, of history, of potentiality, of strength, and predators that Miss Sandra Brown discussed. Predators lure. Predators lure. So trolling is predatory. Predatory like trolling. So they're trolling you. So this is how they're looking for you. Well, this is how they're looking to grab a hold of you. This is they're trolling you. So predatory like trolling. So what happens is in the relationships that are predatory based are created for the purpose of exploiting you. The relationship that is predatorily based, these narcissists are predators. So that are predatorily based are created for the purpose of exploiting you. Predators hunt for opportunity, and they're hardwired that way. So they're hardwired to hunt for opportunity. They're looking for an opportunity to get in. And so and if you listen to these predators, they'll tell you it's almost like a sixth sense. So this is what Sandra Brown was teaching us. It's like a sixth sense. And you'll find it in people that have narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, psychopathy, or these are the people that have reduced conscience and reduced insight. They lack remorse, and they see relationships as predatory. It's a game to them. To get you is a game to them. So the targets are opportunistic or preference. These are the two. They're either opportunistic, or their preference. So a preferential choice, when they choose you and it's a preference, they're looking for, now think about it, they're looking for a boost in ego. Usually preference, they can find, if you're a preference, they usually find something that will either boost their ego, help them climb the career ladder, impression management, you help them with their impression in public. They're able to live off of you, or any other self-interest. It's all about them. Okay. So now the way that they target is they target through social media. They target people So they ask questions about you from people Some people think it's cute for someone to inquire about you. And for some, it may be perfectly innocent. They're really, they are, they're wanting to know something about you. They may know somebody, and somebody knows you, and they're asking questions about you. But at the same time, they're also looking at your social media. They're talking to people to know more about you. They do online searches. Sometimes you don't even know they go that far. They do online searches, and they look for situational vulnerability. So they look for things like loss and grief. They look for caregiving exhaustion. Some of you guys are caregiver and you're totally exhausted. They're looking for emotional vulnerabilities. They're looking for emotional abandonment, custody battles you may be going through, or if you have big achievements, you want to brag about those big achievements, and they use your pain to feign empathy. They use your pain to feign empathy. And they use twinship. So they relate to you through hobbies, through hurts, through mutual interest. And there's not even a mutual interest. They create a mutual interest, and they just repeat back to you what you're telling them. And I'm gonna tell you that in a minute. So the way that they vet you, their vetting tactics is they already have insights on what personalities work best and is easy to pull. Now, do they have a name for personalities, like those people that deal with abandonment issue or rejection issues? Do they understand things like attachment problems, anxious attachments? They may not have the names for that, they just have the experience with that. So when they vet, the vetting tactics, they have insight on certain personalities that work best to pull you. So they look for high levels of empathy. A lot of you guys have a high level of empathy, or what you would call empaths, so, or you may just have a high level of empathy. Um, some of you operate out of blind trust. You just blindly trust people. So they know that you are a type person that is a blind trust type of person. They're going to target you. You have a high level of compassion or cooperativeness. You cooperate very easily. There's no struggle with that. You cooperate very easily. You have a high level of tolerance. They look for high tolerance levels. They look for people that are very loyal, very, very loyal. They look for people that are very loyal. They look for straightforwardness. Some people are straight. I need to be straightforward. Sometimes that is not a good thing, being very straightforward all the time. Sometimes you have to learn, you got to learn when to hold them, learn when to fold them, learn when to walk away, know when to run. That you have to learn that. That's a skill set. They also, let's see, they hunt for right situations, and then they test. They're going to test you to see where you are. Now, and I'm gonna put this all together. I'm just giving you some information. I want you to write it down, and then we're gonna put it all together. Okay. So the love bombing part. Love bombing, for some of you guys that don't know what love bombing is like constant communication. They got to constantly stay in contact with you, constantly. And for some of you guys, it is, but they have to have constant contact. So you're overwhelmed with the amount of contact they have. You're like, wow, this person is really interested in me. They're always wanting to contact me. They're always wanting to talk to me all time. And some of you start noticing that, okay, this is a little uncomfortable because you're contacting me while I'm working. I'm trying to work. I told you these are my hours of work. See, they're already devaluing you because they're crossing boundaries. We're going to talk about that. But remember that crossing boundaries, right? So this is the part: early unrecognized boundary violations, like soulmate status. But it's an early unrecognized boundary violation, and sometimes you don't recognize that they're crossing over your boundaries. You tell them that you work from this hour, I can't pick up the telephone, and then they call you or text you anyway, and you can't answer, and you're thinking like, I just told you, like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm just fascinated with you, and they keep excusing those boundary violations, but they're also love bombing you by, I've never met anybody like you, and I never, and so I'm sorry, I was thinking about you all day. For some people, it's like, that is so sweet. No, they're crossing your boundaries. They're violating your boundaries. And for some people, they don't pick up on that because, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. So fast-paced relationship development, they become exclusive, inclusive real quick. All of a sudden it's inclusive real quick. They want to get engaged real quick. They want to live together real quick because they have to lock you down. All of a sudden they're moving real quick. They want to get married real quick. I've never met anybody like you, and I don't want to lose you. Some of you guys think that's cute. That is not cute. That is not cute. They mimic you, and they begin to mirror you. They begin to parrot your beliefs to you. Remember I was telling you where they begin to mirror you, but they start to parrot what you're saying. So you're saying something, they're parroting back to you. In the field of psychology, one thing that we learn to do is mirror our clients, not in a negative way, but we parrot you, but we also mirror you to bring down your guard so that it's easier to build rapport with you and to get you to talk to us. And so this is a technique that we do use in therapy, is to mirror you. If you lean this way, if you talk with your hands, if you use slang or certain lingo, we bring that back to you, because to mirror you is to bring down your safeguards, to bring down your guards, to make it easier to communicate with you, to get you to talk to us. So a therapist uses that because that's a strategy, that's a technique that we use in therapy, in a clinical setting. Well, a narcissist takes that and turns that into something evil, turns that into something bad. So what they do is they mirror you, they parrot you. You say things and they give it right back to you. And in your mind, you're thinking like, oh my gosh, we're twinsing, they also become highly helpful. All of a sudden, they're just so gracious. They're so helpful. They're willing to pay your bills. But you got to remember, they're willing to do this stuff for you. One thing they do is they keep tab. They keep a tab. That nothing comes for free. Everything that they do comes with a price. Everything they do comes with a price. They become hypersexual. Best sex you've ever had in your life. And then you wake up and you're like, oh my God, this is the worst sex I've ever had. It was in my head. And for some of you, it was the best sex you've ever had. And they're hypersexual. And some narcissists, you have the cerebral narcissist and you have the somatic narcissist. The somatic, soma, means body. They're all into their looks. They're all into their body. They're all into what people think about them. Their sexual exploits. If you watch them, some people have said they have mirrors and you're thinking that, you're sharing this experience. They're not sharing experience with you. They're looking at themselves. It's like looking in that water. Remember Narcissus? Looked in the water and fell in love with himself. Well, narcissists are like that too. You think they're watching the activity in the mirror, to enjoy it with you. And you'll notice they're watching themselves perform because they're intrigued with themselves. So the somatic is all into themselves, into looks and everything. A cerebral narcissist is turned on by intelligence. They're drawn to people that are very intellectual, that are very, they can't deal with the common person. In their mind, the common person that's not very intelligent. They have to connect to people that are highly intelligent, highly educated, and they still think that they're smarter than them too. A somatic narcissist knows that if I give you sex and it's good sex, so I can make you think that it's good sex, I can get you to do anything that I want you to do. A cerebral narcissist is not really all into sex like that, but what they do understand with that sex is they can pull you, lure you with that sex, so they can punish you and they can reward you, because that may be something that you're looking for, and it might be the greatest feeling that you've ever had in your life, but they're not really turned on by sex like that. It's like using the bathroom, they have to relieve themselves, but they know that you get pulled in, so they'll use that to pull you in. So that's the difference between those two. So the hypersexual, and then matching history. You tell your history, so they match your history. So you're doing a lot of talking. Remember, they're testing you. So you're doing a lot of talking, and as you're doing a lot of talking, they're matching your story and they're making it their story too. Now, when the mask slips, they get to a point where this is where they start discarding. You can be discarded and they're still in your house. Now, for some of you may have been discarded and they left, and some of you are married to the narcissist and you're being discarded in the house. They're still in the house and they've discarded you because they are no longer motivated to invest in you. They grow bored very easily. So they're no longer invested in you. Even at the job, you may have a manager that has boosted your head up, or a supervised CEO that's made you look like God's gift on Mars with green cheese. And then they get bored with you because you're not giving them what they want. It gets boring. So they're no longer motivated to invest in you, and they're bored with you as they find another victim. They find someone else. And so now they're interested in other people because somebody else may have something better to offer me than you. And gaslighting. You'll notice that gaslighting comes in. And this is that devaluation stage that leads to the discard, right? And so now the last thing that I'm going to talk about when I put all this together, we talk about the trauma bonds. The trauma bonds is a method of rewards and punishment. Rewards like love bombing, giving you what it is that you want. You want attention. You want copious amounts of attention. You want to be loved. You want sex. You want time. You want this and that and this. And then when you don't do what they want you to do, then it comes with the punishment, the abuse, the discard, the silent treatment, the gaslighting, all this. It's one of those plays, up, down, down, and they're playing with your emotions to get you addicted to them. So now you are totally dependent on this individual to make you feel a certain way. You're totally dependent, and they like to isolate. As long as they can isolate you, from everybody else, they can have total influence and total control of you. Now, let's play this out in situations that you're in, because not everybody, a lot of times, when I talked about this on other videos, I talked about it from an intimate relationship or a personal relationship, with children, with those that you are in love with, those that you have been in a relationship, fiance, husband, wife, whatever. But when you take it and you put it in a job, or you put it in a career field, or you could put it in what we're seeing going on a lot, how are people trolled and love bombed? What were we talking about a minute ago? The thing that they like to do, the predatory trolling, is to look to see what are people's vulnerabilities. What are people's vulnerabilities? All of us have basic needs. You need food, you need water, you need shelter. Not only shelter, we want love, we want security, we want respect. There are certain things that we want from the people that may be over us in leadership. They may be over us in a job. We want job security. We want benefits. We want retirement. The American dream. These are the things that we want. These are the things that we need. Nobody wants to work for the rest of their life. So there are things that you're doing to put in place, right? And so you're expecting those people that lead you, or we expect those people that we work for and we've been loyal to, especially if you've invested many years, with your employer, or wherever. There should be some type of mutual respect, right? But some of you are experiencing a lot of hostility that you can't put your finger on. And in the very beginning, you were the best thing since sliced bread. You were the best thing that, we put you in a training position. Oh, all of a sudden you're getting promoted a lot, and this is great. And they're introducing you to the team, and they're bragging about you, and you feel good, like, wow, my employer, my CEO, my manager, my supervisor, they love me, and then you may notice things like the team starts to gravitate towards you, and all these things that, I'm and these promises. I'm going to make sure the team, and we're going to make sure. And so cool, let me start giving information to them so we can make changes in this department. We can make changes in this community. We can make changes here, and then you start noticing that every time you're giving this information, you're starting to notice these little subtle, like, it's almost like these little subtle undercuts, these like little subtle things, all of a sudden you're being accused. And then when you bring it up, it's kind of, oh no, I didn't mean it that way. We're going to bring the team together, but the team starts gravitating toward you, and you start noticing, and you may not say it, but you start noticing that that employer, that CEO, that whoever, all of a sudden, they're at a certain level. They should not be at the level that you are. You should be running your team, or you should be in the team, or whatever. And all of a sudden they come in and create division. They're pulling people and talking to people, and all of a sudden you start to have this feeling of isolation, or you have this feeling of rejection, and you're wondering like what's going on, and you notice the team starts acting a little funny. There's some tension in there. You're wondering what's going on, and all of a sudden there's these little innuendos, these little undercurrents, these, you're in meetings, and all of a sudden you're not the best thing since sliced bread. They focus their attention to someone else. No big deal, right? And all of a sudden you're messing up a lot, and you're trying to figure out how I'm messing up a lot, but you're noticing that things are starting to shift. Something is not right, right? But you've been love bombed. Now you've been trauma bombed because you don't want to lose your job. What do I need to do to, and in reality, that person is jealous, and they're causing division in the team to get everybody to bring their loyalty back. And you're thinking like, what in the world? What in the world is going on here? And you're starting to notice cracks. You starting to notice the mask on that narcissist face is starting to slip off, and you're starting to see little things that no one else is seeing, because they are enjoying that moment of the moment of bliss with this manager, supervisor, leader, whatever. And I'm going to do, and all these promises is breadcrumbing. You're being breadcrumbed, or people are being breadcrumbed. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I promise I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And once you get your feet in there, none of that is the truth. None of that is happening, and things will start falling apart. And all of a sudden, No one pays attention to you. Not even the supervisor pays attention. Not even the leadership pays attention to you. They have moved on to something else. And everything that you were promised, it makes you start feeling stupid. Like I feel kind of stupid. I mean, I trusted this individual. This person was supposed to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and how was it that I get caught up like this? What is going on? What can what can I do? What can I do there's nothing you can do to fix it. But all this right here is in the cycle of narcissist abuse. This is a constant situationship that you are facing because this is the cycle. You see it at your job, you see it in your family, you see it in politics, you see it in leadership. You're watching it happen right in front of you. And a lot of you are kind of confused because you don't understand what's going on. But a lot of this information is information that you already have. And remember, I said basic information. You can apply it to everything. The trolling, the idealization, the love bombing, that's a part of it. All of a sudden you've got the devaluation, which comes with the crossing of the boundaries, the breaking of the breaking of the relationship. And not even just the breaking of the relationship, is like all of a sudden the lies, the mask is slipping. You lied to me, you lied to get in the door, you lied to get my money, you lied to win my trust, you lied, you lied to me. And I don't understand, how did I fall for this? And you have that little going on the inside. See, a lot of times people are looking for red flags and you want someone to point at the red flag. You ask question, is this? But on the inside, you're like, that's the red flag. Like something is not right. I just can't put my finger on it. Sometimes you try to justify and dismiss it like, maybe it's just me. No, it's not just you. You're picking it up. We call it your shanana. You pick it up in your shanana, or you pick it up in your, your intuition has picked up something is not right. When you pick up, and a lot of times when you have come out of these situations, you don't trust your own instinct. You don't trust your own judgment because you feel I've made too many mistakes and I keep making the wrong, these mistakes. I keep making the wrong choices. I just can't trust myself. Trust that it don't feel right. I can't put my finger on it. I can't really point to it, but something doesn't feel bad, and pull back, pull back. Even at the job, in a job situation like that, the bad part about it is, and I was listening to someone talk about this, going to HR and filing a complaint. And I realized, because I think someone was talking about, HR has been developed to protect the company. Even though they have a complaint, even though they have, open doors where you can make a complaint, where they can go, but the whole point of HR is to protect the company. I never thought about that. The point of HR is, yes, they need to fix problems. They need to address it before it becomes a bigger problem, but their goal is to protect the company. And so a lot of you, you do have a method of complaint. Some of you need to keep records. Some of you need to keep emails. Some of you need to talk to HR. Some of you need to talk to those that are in higher positions, and have conversations. But that really is a matter of, I would have to do a one-on-one to find out from you, what is, hey, Tejas, how are you doing, Tom? Good. Glad you're here. My family lives in Texas. But but a lot of this is basic information. You can apply this information in any situation that you're in, because the narcissist relationship cycle never changes. Whether it's an intimate relationship, whether it is a friend relationship, whether you're dealing with a friend that's a narcissist, whether you're dealing with your job and you have narcissists on the job that are sabotaging, whether you're dealing with leadership, community leadership, national leadership, and you see it play out. You don't have to ask me, do you think? What is it that you have been learning, and how can you apply that knowledge on what you have been learning? How can you apply that knowledge? And trust you me, you're not off. You're very much on point. If you've been watching my videos, and I've been here since 2018, 2019, and I've been making videos, and you've been following my mom, Apostle Helen Sadler, if you or Telsha with the T on MPD, or Cluster B Free Karen, and you listen to them when they're talking, you can take that information and you can apply it to every situation. Because the one thing a narcissist can't do, they can't change their stripes. They are who they are. and the hope is the last thing to go, because most people don't want to think that they've made bad choices. Most people don't want to think that I've messed up again or I've made another bad choice. Most people, they want to believe, you want to believe the best that you possibly believe. You want to believe, and a lot of times you want to believe so badly that you dismiss, the negative, you dismiss these what is it, you dismiss the red flags, and you just want to believe. And sometimes you have to accept the truth. You have to accept what it is that you're seeing. You have to accept what you see. You have to, because it is what it is. And we teach you basic information. And this basic information, hey, Elijah, how are you doing, sir? Good to see you. But that basic information is that you can apply this to every situation that you experience. And that is the narcissist cycle. Now, I want to read something to you guys before I go. And many of you guys know Sam Vaknin, who is actually a narcissist. He's also a psychologist, I think he is. But in our training, they quoted something from Malignant Self-Love, where now keep in mind, he is a narcissist, but they quoted something that he said, and I want you to think about this for just a minute. This is what he said, and this is how narcissists look at communication. They don't look at communication in order to build rapport with you, but this is how they see communication. Language is a weapon of self-defense. Think about that. A narcissist sees language as a weapon of self-defense. It's used to fend off, hide, and evade, avoid, disguise, shift semantics, say nothing in length, use evasive syntax, disguises the source of information, talk at others, and lecture, use his own private language, emphasizes his conspiracy theories, rumors, and phobias. Language is not to communicate, but to obscure, not to share, but to abstain, to disagree without incurring wrath, to criticize without commitment, agree without appearing to do so. Language is a weapon, an asset, a piece of lethal property, a mistress to be gang raped. Language is a lover composition, but not content. That is how narcissists see language and communication. It has no worth. It serves their own purpose, but it has no worth, has no purpose for you. In community, whenever you are in a relationship with someone, and I don't mean a situationship, whenever you're in a relationship with someone, communication is very important. Ladies, men don't communicate like we do. Gentlemen, uh, ladies, but men don't communicate the way that women communicate, and women always want men to communicate the same way that we communicate. Men don't think the same way that we do, and women don't think the same way that men do. Men are pretty logical. They're pretty logical. Women, we communicate and we externalize. So we communicate with emotions. We draw pictures, and we communicate with emotions. Men are more logical when it comes. Now, I'm not talking about those men that were raised by women and they talk just as much as women do, and some of those narcissists, oh my God, in German, we call it Quatschkopf, means blabbermouth. And some narcissists are Quatschkopfs, they're blabbermouths, but the thing about it is men are pretty simple. They're kind of logical when it comes to communication. I think I was listening to a pastor and he said, men are the type that, when they come in for the landing. They come in for the landing, they land that plane. A woman, on the other hand, a woman, for the other hand, we tend to like take the aircraft and we hoover over the we take a while to land. We add a lot of information and a lot of details and a lot of descriptors and everything because our language can be very confusing. And what we're wanting, even though you may have asked us the question and we're doing all this talking, really what we want you to say is, I really appreciate you. We're looking for that. I really, we're looking for the man to say, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, everything that you do. And a lot of times men are confused. He's like, I just asked what was to eat tonight. And you have driven the car all the way to the store, told me who you met, what's going on, because she wants you to know what she's done and what she has put into it. And so communication can be complicated between man and woman because we want a man to think the same way that we think, and they don't communicate and think the same way. When it comes to a woman and we're talking and expressing ourselves and showing all our emotions and going, just the man is looking like, I'm supposed to solve a problem. When you give me this information, I need to solve a problem. So if you give me this information, I need to solve a problem. And here we are. You're so insensitive. You won't even show me the emotions because that's not him. He's getting information from you to figure out how to fix the problem. And she, on the other hand, she needs, like women do, girl, I understand, girl, but we don't communicate the same. That's why it's very important for men and women to learn how we communicate. What is our love languages? What is our love? What kind of love language does he have? What kind of love language does she have? But you have to learn, we have to learn how to communicate with each other. And so when you are getting into a relationship with someone, you are building rapport, you're getting to know each other, you're learning how to communicate, you're learning each other's boundaries, you're learning what to say, what not to say, when not to say. It was something that my mom said today while she was ministering. One of the biggest things is women never disrespect or dishonor a man in public. Never. Don't ever disrespect him or dishonor him in public. Even if he's cutting up, you don't dishonor him or disrespect him in public. That's a conversation you have in private because men have egos, and I'm not talking about a dysfunctional man like a narcissist, but men have egos and you have to learn how to see the power of sex is in the woman, the power of choice is in the man. You know how much power, ladies, we have when it comes to a man to stroke his ego, to make him feel good about himself, and that man will do anything, for you. And what was the song? When a man loves a woman, a man will do anything for a woman that honors and respects him, and a woman will do anything for a man that makes her feel secure and makes her feel loved. You know what I mean? She'll get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and cook you a meal. If you taking care of her, if she feels secure and if you love her and she feels loved by you, but remember, love is not a feeling. And so when it comes to communication, communication is vital, it's very important. But when you're dealing with a narcissist, the communication is all about themselves, how they're going to manipulate you and how they're going to trick you. It's selfish. It's selfish communication. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. There's no active listening. They hear you saying something, but immediately they're going to turn that conversation back on themselves. Ladies run, men run. Yes, that's not a type of person that you want to be with. A person that has no interest in you, they're interested in themselves and what you can do for them, that you run. You know what I mean? Get out of there. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys. I really do. I want you guys to know, because I'm getting ready to end the broadcast, but I want you guys to know I have a conference coming up. I just talked to my administrators, and we just came up with a title for the conference. So I want you to be prepared. Hopefully it'll be this week. I'm gonna have the payment portals open to you so that you can start making your payments for the conference. It will be online. I have 5 dynamic speakers. Of course, me, I'm one of them. And I don't mean to say, I meant to say 4 dynamic. I'm a good speaker, but I got some dynamic people that I have on my, that sounded real arrogant, didn't it? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say that, but I will be speaking. One of my sisters, Bridget Griffin, who is she's a domestic violence advocate. I have one of my sisters. She's phenomenal because she really understands young people and she works with young people. And her name is Demetria Field. She always messes with me because I call her Demetrius, but her name is Demetria Field. We call her Tasha, Pastor Tasha. She deals a lot with the young people. She's going to be one of my speakers. My big sister, Bishop Kathy Gibson. Kathy Gibson, My Life is Intentional. She's a phenomenal speaker. If you don't have her books, I need you guys to go buy her books. Just go look up Kathy Gibson on Amazon and you'll find The Indelible Woman. You'll find Milk and Honey. Those books right there, you'll see her name on it, and there are other books that she has written. Please go invest in yourself and get those books. It will be online, Elijah. So when I put the payment link out, I'm going to give you guys a discount up until June. Now, when we get to June, the price is going to go back up to its regular price. And so I'm getting ready this week. I'm going to try to put the link out there for you for the conference. And with the title, I got to do my flyer. I'm going to put the title and the conference out there. I'm going to put the picture of and my mom. My mom is one of the speakers. So I'm talking about my sister, but my mom is one of the speakers. You guys know her as Helen Sadler, your destiny helper. She's one of my speakers. So it's going to be 5 of us on there. And usually it's an 8-hour conference. I'm not going to do an 8-hour conference. I'm not going to have you guys online. We're going to start at 9. So we'll go from 9 to like 3, because I like to take like an hour or 45-minute lunch, like a 45-minute lunch. So it'll be like from 9 to 3 o'clock, which is Pacific Standard Time. So add 2 hours Central Standard and 3 hours for Eastern. So we're going to do like a 5-hour conference, but you don't want to miss it. It's phenomenal. And for those of you that are in a recovery phase, and you're trying to rebuild yourself, me and my team got together momentarily and came up with the conference title today. So let me put the flyer out tomorrow so I can get the ports up so that you can start making payments for the conference. It's July. It's at the end of the month, and I just need to check with my sister, Telsha Edenberg, check with her in reference to dates, because my conference is July 26th, but I need to make sure that she doesn't have anything going on July 26th. And if she does not, I will be there. Hey there, Marie. Hey there, Marvelous Maria. But on the 26th, July 26th, is I'm going to do my conference. It will be on Zoom. So you guys, when I put the link out there, I'll make, for the payment, I'll make sure to send you guys the link. And I'm just going to check in with Telsha to make sure that she does not have anything going on the 26th, because I want to be respectful, and because it's my girl, it's my sister. So I'm going to make sure that she doesn't have anything going on the 26th. And once I find out from her, then the date will be July 26th. If not, it'll be the 19th. But July 26th, and I'll have the information out so you guys can register for the conference, and so you guys can join me. And I appreciate you guys for being here to support me. Just be prepared. I should have the information this week for you guys so that you guys can register for the conference. And I really appreciate you guys. I also want you to know that my mom has a conference coming up in Dallas. We're going to be in Dallas, Texas, on August. Hold on, let me look at the date. It'll be August. So I will be with the team in August. It is from the 8th. It's the 8th, 9th, and the 10th of August. We're going to be in Dallas, Texas. On the 11th, we're going to the perfumery. So you guys don't want to miss that. Oh, they made some beautiful perfumes. I love, love, love beautiful fragrances. If you have allergies, don't come hug me, because you will sneeze. But from the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th is our 3-day conference in Dallas. We will be in. She has some phenomenal speakers, awesome speakers. I happen to be one of the speakers. My big sister is one of the speakers. So you will see a lot. Telsha is one of the speakers. Tasha Leland is one of the speakers. But we have a dynamic crew, a dynamic lineup. You don't want to miss it. Bishop Kathy is one of the speakers. You guys don't want to miss it. It's the 8th, 9th, and 10th of August. That information will be out shortly as well. My information, I'm going to try to have it out this week so you guys can start registering for the conference. It's very affordable. Get your tickets by June. In June, the price goes back up to its regular price, but it's still very affordable. And so I want you guys on. Listen, I want you guys to invite as many people as you possibly can, because this time when you're on Zoom, I can actually see you, so I can actually talk to you, and you get to see me. So I get to see you, and you get to see me. Besides this right here, we get to see each other. We get to laugh and joke, and we have a great time on my conferences, and the topics are phenomenal. They're off the chain. So make sure you guys look out for that. Please support me and come out, and get on Zoom for my conference when I put the payment links on there. You guys get your tickets, because this is a nominal fee, and the fee for the conference is going to go back up in July. And so then you're going to have to pay the full price. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here with me. Yes, I know many of you guys have been asking about my coaching academy. My coaching academy is coming. I just had to catch up on some things in my business. Once I get that out of the way, which I should have out of the way this week, my focus is getting the school set up so that you guys can get your certification. Hi, Lisette. How are you? How are you doing? Long time no see. But I'm going to have the school up and running. And for those of you, a lot of times you're thinking that, when I talk about the certification for coaching, that you're thinking just narcissist abuse recovery. I'm not. This is for those of you, this is that time and season where you can start your own business. I'm going to teach you about starting your business, about the start, to help you start your business. And then I'm going to help introduce you to how to do coaching, what coaching entails. You can any type of coach you want to be. You can be a business coach. You can be a financial coach. You can be a health coach, but people are willing to invest in information. And though some of you are working at a job and you're helping them make millions of dollars. Some of you work in the banking system, and people need to understand how to investors, how to invest, how to write resume, how to dress for success, how, some ladies that have been in a narcissist abuse relationship. Now, this is just adding that in there. Some of them need assistance with job applications, resume writing, practice interviewing. What do they need to help fix their bills, pay off their bills, showing them how to manage their money. Some of you guys know how to buy a house, how to build up your money to help you buy a house, and understand housing, all that stuff. And some of you guys are so good at what you do, you're helping other people make money when you can make money for yourself. And so I'm going to help you with the business part of coaching, and I'm also going to help you with what coaching looks like, how to do coaching, the steps in doing coaching. And we'll have other things. I'm going to give you 5 basic principles of excellence, because this is a coaching program that's going to teach you how to be excellent. You don't have to be certified, and that's understandable, but a lot of people that are willing to spend money on good coaches, they kind of look to see if you've got any type of training. Some people call themselves coaches, and I don't know what they're doing. Some people are really good at coaching, don't get me wrong, but some people call themselves coaches, and I don't know what they're doing. They're crossing over into therapy, but they don't have a regiment. They don't have clear program for themselves. And a lot of times when you have people that are willing to spend money on coaches, they're looking for people that have some type of training. They look to see what type of training do you have. When you're talking about people that are on a corporate level, that need assistance on a corporate level, and with a lot of programs that have been affected, a lot of you guys have programs in your mind that you can introduce to major businesses. And when you introduce these programs to major businesses, they're wanting to know, do you know what you're talking about? I'm not going to invest all this money, if you don't know what you're talking about, and you don't have a game plan to help me, and it's a game plan you can put together, and you repeat. You don't have to change it up all the time. Repeat. So I'm going to teach you all that, but I'm going to teach you the 5 principles. I'm going to teach you 5 principles of excellence, 5 pillars of excellence that you can take into any coaching, and that you will be an excellent coach. Because that's what my coaching is, to teach you how to be an excellent coach, and the business behind coaching. Some people just call themselves coaches, don't even realize, it's a business. You have to run it like a business, or the IRS gonna come get you if you don't run it like a business. It is a business. This is your business. And so I'm going to teach you that, how to create a business of coaching. And so I appreciate each. Hey, Sue, how are you doing, beautiful lady? Yourself. Thank you. So listen, thank you guys so much for being here and supporting me. Thank you guys so much for coming, even when I'm late. Thank you guys for being patient with me as I was recovering from the flu. Remember, Camu. Those of you that didn't hear what I said in the very beginning of the video, go back and listen to the beginning of the video where I talked about the Camu powder. For those of you that have congestion, those of you that start feeling a little sick, I think it's 6 or 10 times more potent than an orange. And so I never got the congestion part. So I never got, some people got the congestion, that wet cough. I never got that. I just had a little dry cough and it didn't even last very long. And so I'm telling you guys, take care of yourself. If you don't believe in the flu shots, take care of yourself. I messed up and didn't get a flu shot. I usually get a flu shot. So I've been doing it since I was in the military and I've been good. Yeah, Camu powder. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it in health stores like the Whole Food stores where they sell like Whole Food stores. So invest in the Camu powder. I'm telling you, go research it and see what it says. But I'm telling you, every year, if I feel that little tickle in my throat, I start taking it. I never get that wet congestion or that mucus and that snot and stuff and the stuffed nose. I don't get it. I messed around. I got a fever for 2.5 days. I had like 103 and it dropped to 102. And then Tuesday, I had to just cancel all my clients. And I laid on the floor in front of that heat, waiting for my daughter to get out. I was at work at my office and laid on that floor in front of that heat, listened to some music and waited for her to get out of school and went and got right back into bed. But I'm fine now. And some people have been dealing with this for like weeks. And so take care of yourself, okay? And thank you guys so much for being here to support me. I thank you guys so much. You guys have a wonderful evening and you guys go be great. For those of you, share the video. Make sure you get ready to sign up for my conference so that I can meet you guys and I can see you guys. You see me and I'll be able to see you. And I enjoy laughing and the crew that I have, the speakers that I have, they're phenomenal. And every single one of them got a sense of humor. So if you come in there with a broken heart, you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh and cry at the same time. But I'm ready, and I hope you guys are ready. I love you guys. I love you too. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you too. And you guys, thank you so much for the stars. I appreciate you, Christina. Hey, if you guys listen, I take donations. Some of you guys want to have conversations with me. That's a lot of information. You got to remember, I am a doctor in psychology. I am a therapist. And a lot of times people are wanting information. I put a lot of information out there. And all I'm saying is just give me a little bit. Give me a little something, something. Give me some hearts, give me some stars. If you're welcome to put my Cash App up there. Send me a Cash App. I ain't got no problem asking. That money helps me to keep doing what I'm doing and to build the programs and, to make my conferences more affordable too. Sometimes when you guys make donations like that, when you guys donate and you guys send me donations, it helps me to bring people into my conferences that normally cannot afford to come to my conference. Thank you so much, Lisette. But a lot of times what you guys don't know is that when you guys donate like that, I get an opportunity to get people into my conferences that normally cannot afford to come to my conferences. And so a lot of you guys have paid for people to come, and some of you have been private donors that have paid for people to come, and you have no idea the tears that you see in these people's faces and the gratitude that they have. They don't want me to say anything, but the gratitude that they have, and I appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so, so much. And I hope you guys have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you during the week. I post some video. I usually pre-record, but sometimes I fall a little behind, so just be prepared. I'll pre-record so I can put some more videos out there. Thank you guys. Join me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. Join me on YouTube and join me on TikTok. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a beautiful, beautiful evening. My Cash App, she put my Cash App at is $PHCSLLC. $PHCSLLC. That is my Cash App. When you guys do that, that gives me an opportunity. A lot of times I contact those that cannot afford to come to my conferences. A lot of times I let them know that someone has donated or I got enough donations to bring you into the conference. And it also helps me to continue doing programs and things, because I would like to get out and start traveling again and come to your location. I was traveling, but a lot of you guys felt more comfortable on Zoom. So I said, I'll just do it on Zoom for a little while. But I will be in Dallas with my mother in August. So when that comes out, I want to meet you guys at that conference. That right there is off the chain, and it is not a narcissist conference. It covers all dynamics, and as each process leads to freedom, and she always has a different topic, but it every aspect, your family, your business, your life, whether you want to get married one day or not, It covers everything. And there are dynamic speakers at this conference, and we have a good time. You can bring your children because we have people set aside for your children that also minister to your children. But it is phenomenal. I'm telling you guys, it is awesome. And thank you guys once again. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and good night, everybody.